In this short video, we're just going to give you a bit of background again to the Rhino Collision King. This product was launched just after the World Cup last year. A number of the international teams in that competition were using it. And it's great to say now that this machine is all over the world. It's been used in New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, throughout America. Malaysia has now gone on sale, Europe, the UK. And most of the big teams are using it in the major competitions. So your Super 15, Top 14 in France, Aviva Premiership and Rabo Direct are all using the machine, which is great to see. The key thing is that making sure that coaches understand it. And over the last year, there's been hundreds of emails going back and forward, looking at coaching points and looking at the whole breakdown area, which has always been an interest to myself. So in inventing the Collision King product, we want to make sure that coaches understand it and can use it for the best benefit for their players. So in this short video, what you're going to see is the real basics of why the machine is set up like it is, the sizes, the angles, and what you can do in it. But remember, the real basic, first and foremost, with the Collision King is dynamic body height over and over again, especially when fatigued. So as a coach, you must work hard on that outstanding body position first and foremost, then you can take it on into other drills. There's a number of drills now that coaches are using with the Collision King training aid, and the more you use it, to be honest, the more things you come up with. But the basic principle doesn't ever go away, and that is outstanding dynamic body height. So look for shoulder, look for grip, look for feet, and make sure that the players are using these all in one movement. There's no point in putting the huge shoulder in and then falling off the side of the breakdown. There's no point in putting the huge shoulder in and then not following it up with a good solid grip or chasing your feet. So keep working as a coach when you've got your player on the machine on absolutely outstanding body height, then you can take it back into the drills, then you can come back onto the machine again as a control method. A number of teams that are using these now are using them pretty much daily as part of their routine. So they'll warm up, then they'll go into body height work, and then they'll go on into the remainder of their session. If there's anything else, by all means, if you want to email, you'll see it now on the bottom of the screen, richie.gray@rhinorugby.com. I'd love to hear from you, and enjoy using the machine, and any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Okay, the key points to the Rhino Collision King training aid, I'll go through them one at a time. First of all, this here, this bottom bar, depicts the gate. So that's where you want your players coming in and through. If you look at the machine, you'll see that on the outside, there's this circle bar. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get all players, or everybody that's involved in the dynamic movement, to come down the tunnel. It's really important. So when players are coming in from left, right, from behind, at various angles, one, they're trying to come through the gate, but they're also trying to stay within the tunnel, so it tightens the whole breakdown area up, making it far, far more dynamic. I don't want players wasting time and energy if they're not in the tunnel, so that's the key thing. Obviously, you've got the grip bars, you've got the under grip, which we'll show you later on with a player. We've got grips all the way round and all the way through, so you've got a whole different array of grips that you may well use that would simulate similar grips you would get in a breakdown. Remember, when a breakdown occurs, really anything can happen, you know. It's literally happening in front of you, so you've got a split second as a player to make a decision in where you're going to go, what you're going to do. So all the grip points are around the bar, through and round the side here. The bag itself sits at a certain degree, and it's because I want the bag to try and force you up over the hip. So when we have our player in next, there's many times on analysis of breakdowns, you'll see players come in, but because their contact point's not spot on, it's not dynamic, and they've not put a target in there, they'll slip up over the top. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to create an area, this middle third of the bag, which is an actual sweet spot, and I always want to see the player's shoulder buried in there. Because the density of the foam is such that it'll try and bounce you back out, you've got to try and fight to stay in the point. So when you hit the target point, you've got to stay in there and don't allow the machine to bounce you back out at all. Key thing. If you look at the way that this bag's set up, it actually depicts a player coming in over the top of the ball, the jackal as they call it, the stealer. So all of a sudden, you're always trying to get your shoulders lower than theirs. And also, this machine will drop you lower than any other machine. If you think back to a single scrummaging machine, it's set at a scrummaging height. This is completely different because the bag falls away from you, so it's actually forcing you up over the top of the hit, and it's forcing you to stay in here. That's the key thing. You must stay in here, dynamic body height, and making sure when you make contact that it's straight and square and you're coming in through the gate. Okay, we've looked at the front of the machine, the pad, the hip pad, the grip bar round about it, why obviously the gate is there coming through the back of the machine, the sweet spot, everything to do with that. We're now just going to look at other add-ons to this machine as well. First of all, the base plate is not rectangular. If it was rectangular, when you pick and twist this machine, it would fall over. So what we've done is we've created a broad back, a triangular shape, so it allows a player to come in and pick, twist the machine, lift it a foot, foot and a half off the ground, and then drop it back down onto its base again. Really, really important when it comes to working on dynamic movement within the breakdown area. Key thing. Secondly, just in here, this area, this allows you to move this grip bar up and down. So if you're working with a single player, you can pretty much put the bar at the correct distance for that player's arm length. If you're working with two players, I would advise that you put this bar about 3/4 of the way down the spindle. It's easy to manipulate up and down, so it gives you good clearance for the head. And we'll work on that later on. So what you're looking at is the spindle, which allows the grip bar to go back and forward. You also have down in here, you've got where you can put your extra weights plates. Now, Olympic plates can be fitted onto there. This machine weighs 90 kgs. It's a heavy piece of kit, and it's like that for a certain reason. I don't want this being driven 5, 10, 15 metres down the track. It's to simulate the breakdown, so you're looking at very quick, dynamic movement over a short space. And that's where you'll then work on technique with your player to be as dynamic as possible, good target, looking at shoulder, grips, chasing the feet, to be strong in and around the breakdown area. So just to recap again, the gate, the front bag, you've then got the grip bar, you've got the spindle here where you can move the bar up and down, you've also got the Olympic plates that you can put onto this spindle here, and the whole base plate is in a triangular formation, so you can pick and twist and it won't fall over. As a coach, sometimes the best place to stand is just over the machine. This bar here is called the coach's bar because the players never get to grip this. So you can use that if you want to balance, to move. I try and keep away from coaches jumping on top of the machine because then you don't know the full weight that you're actually driving. Remember, the machine's 90 kgs. If you add a coach to that, it could be anything from 60, 70 kgs to anything over 100 kgs. So you've got to be careful, but the best thing is standing here is I can see exactly if my player is square, straight, what type of hit he's getting, is he using his feet. It's a good place to coach from when you're first starting out. Let's now look at the different grips that you can use with a player against the machine. If I just ask Russell to come through here, just go down in a good driving position. First and foremost, he's gone for an under grip. So this is just literally a strong grip underneath. Imagine a player's coming forward, you're trying to twist them, move them or lift them. So the machine can be used for that. And all Russell's going to do here on the 3 is just a good dynamic lift and drive, and then chase his feet to back under his hips again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go! Good, and hold, drop the hips, good lad. So that's the first one, an under grip. Second, he might look to use a pick and twist. So we just look again, one arm goes underneath, one arm goes to the side, so it's more a twisting or lifting movement. Again, just on the 3, 1, 2, 3, yep. And move, good lad. Change sides, so you come the other way. Yeah, and again, just get the hand up, straight through, drop the hips. Ready, twist. Okay, so you can twist, plus you can drive the machine at the same time. Okay, another couple of grips you can use, just straight on drive, straight through here. Yeah, so it's just a longer grip, and again, you can set the bar at the level you want for your player. The other one would just be side to side, so just down in here this time, Russell. Yeah, nice and easy, just sideways, so you've got that grip and movement. Again, drop your hips. Or the last one you can have is the clamp, which is completely around the bag. Okay, a good tight grip where you can drive through and he's holding onto the bag at the same time. The one thing I would always look for is try and keep yourself as square as possible, so just drop your hips slightly, Russell. What you'll find is players, when they get fatigued, start to look at the blue base plate, they must always look through. So you're looking through at me, that's it, straight on. And also you're trying to push your head as tight as you can into the side of the bag so everything's strong and dynamic going in one direction.